Hey everyone, it's Kateri. I'm going to pop on here for a few minutes and discuss this next phase that we're going into of our cleanse. This is the second phase. We're going to continue on our Zendocrine in both forms, Zendocrine oil capsules and the Zendocrine herb complex. That will continue to support our liver and kidneys as we're trying to keep those pathways open and flush that junk out. We're trying to get rid of in our body. You can stay on your Slim and Sassy capsules if you're on those, and definitely keep drinking your citrus waters of all kinds, grapefruit, lemon, tangerine, whatever it is that you feel called to. Those are all great ways to kind of nourish your body and keep that natural flush happening. Here's the thing, we're going to get a little serious with this next phase. Candida is a living organism. It does not like being run out of town. So understand that and know that we're going to partner with our body through this process. The first phase was hardest because we've cut sugar out of our lives in a big way, and our body had to adjust. Sugar is more addictive than cocaine. I always use that analogy, not the analogy, but the research of the rats that were done with both. They were addicted to cocaine in one pen and sugar in the other, and they were given a electric bridge to cross over that would shock them before they would get to their drug of choice, sugar or cocaine. And the cocaine rats stopped cold turkey. The sugar rats would electrocute themselves over and over again to get to that sugar. That's how powerful it is in our brain. So that was really the biggest thing, was getting our body past this phase and in a healthier place. So you've already made some headway there, right? But now we're going to the second phase. And this is very important that we understand this. Candida becomes parasitic in our bodies. It's actually a natural it's bacteria that we actually need in our body. It occurs naturally. It's there to feed the other good flora, the other good bacteria in our body. So the good bacteria live off of it. The danger of Candida is that when it gets too much of the bad stuff, it's just like a weed in a garden, and it takes over and it starts wreaking havoc. It can take over to the point that it can actually leave your gut, become systemic, and cause all kinds of issues. And so there's so many side effects to that, right? There are, it's a living organism, so it has byproducts. Some of those byproducts mimic our actual naturally occurring hormones, which means your hormones get imbalanced. Now you have toxins that are filling in the cells of your hormones, where your hormones are supposed to dock into your cells, and then you have this candida that's throwing off false hormones. This is not good for your body. So as we work on this candida and bring it back into check, we're going to go through some phases. We might feel it a little more this time. So I want people to prepare for that. It's not terrible, and the more that you partner with your body, the better off you're going to be. Now, number one, obviously, is don't feed it. So of all the weeks to be very, very conscious of what we're putting into our body, this is the most important phase. In fact, doTERRA did a study on GX Assist a few years ago. They released it at convention, and it was powerful, talking about how different sugars will affect it. When you're taking GX Assist, they tried different forms of sugar, and different forms would basically make it ineffective. It would cancel out the power of the GX Assist because we're giving it sugar. And fructose was number one. So it's really important to know that. This is the 10-day period where I say we've been saying fruits and vegetables like as much as you want, no portion control. Maybe even stay off the fruit a little bit this next 10-day period, just to give your body that much less, even though it's natural sugar, it just gives your body that much less comfort in, using those sugars to feed candida. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying that's like religion, but if you have issues and you want to just take advantage of the work you've done so far, this is the time to kind of get a little more melatonin and know that you're taking ownership and this is good for your body. So let's talk about candida itself and what we're going to use to go after it. So this right here, let me get this to the camera correctly. This is our GX Assist. If you look at the back of it, it will tell you what is in it. And let's talk about that. Oregano is the first ingredient. Now this is very critical because candida in its parasitic form has an exoskeleton-like shield that surrounds it. So this is why in modern medicine, or just with diet alone, candida is almost impossible to move from because it has that protective shell and nothing else can penetrate and break it down and knock it back. So oregano is actually very gifted in that area, followed by thyme. They both have a high carbachol content, and those are beautiful at breaking that shell down and getting that candida out of there. So this is why we love oregano so much. It also has melaleuca, lemon peel, lemongrass. Now lemongrass is important because lemongrass actually goes after biofilm, which is actually the substance that bacteria kind of create their home on, kind of like the glue for bacteria to reside on. So when you knock out the home and the glue, you make it harder for the bacteria to thrive. So lemongrass is key anytime you're working on any kind of bacterial substance, which is why I love lemongrass for wound care or for internal use, people recovering from surgeries, trying to prevent post-op issues. Lemongrass is beautiful for that. The lemon and melaleuca further the detox action. They're both antifungal in nature, and of course the lemon pushes that limonene into us that gives us all that anti-inflammatory support. Peppermint is beautiful, kind of stabilizer, helps relax the gut, helps kind of keep things gentle on our system. So it's very good digestive support as we're taking on these other more a little bit harsher things. And I mentioned thyme also is in here. It's kind of the twin sister of oregano and does a lot of the same antifungal action. I'm really getting to the heart of our issues. So that's what's in it: oregano, melaleuca, lemon, lemongrass, peppermint, and thyme. It's really important because we mentioned those are some hot oils in there, right? We want to take this with food. If you take it by itself, I guarantee you're going to have a little bit of fire in your belly. This is how it happens. So if that happens to you, just know your oils are coming out of their capsule, and you're going to want to have a cracker or something to kind of get you over that process, because it's not fun. I've done it by accident a couple times, and I didn't love the experience. So just partner with the fact that these are hot oils, and even though they're in a capsule, once they get to where they open up, they're going to be hot down there too. So just take care of yourself in that way. The process we're going to do is take these first thing in the morning with our breakfast, and then definitely at night. I would say that for the first 2 days, and then on the second or third day, depending on how you feel with it, you can add a third at lunchtime. So just watch your body. Watch how you're feeling. Partner with it. You can model this after what your body's saying to you. Don't be afraid to kind of listen to your body and what your needs are. You will probably have die-off symptoms. I invite you to Google that. I'm probably going to post a chart in the group on what die-off is, just so you have a better understanding. But it's basically the process of an organism getting killed in your body, which is good. But there are some symptoms. So you can have some headache issues. You could have mood swings. You could be more tired or have flu-like symptoms at this time. People often get stuffy noses or sinuses that are stuffy because those secretions in your body will act as a way to get toxins out. So know that that's okay. It's actually a sign of progress being made. Just support your body. We have the oils for every possible symptom you could need. So use all your oils as your body needs, and just be willing to kind of listen and support. You could have mood struggles. You could have some sleep struggles. Because we've been doing the pre-cleanse, you should be really not having to deal with too much. But again, listen to your body and just pay attention to what it's saying. That way you all understand and can kind of move through. So don't be afraid to make choices for yourself based on what you're experiencing. You can always read it back to just 1 a day if you need that, and then work your way back up to 2. If you are, or 2 to 3. If you're needing to do it slower, take a little bit longer. Give yourself an extra couple of days. So 12 to 14 days, it doesn't hurt at all. And this will give you a little more time to kind of get up to where you might want to be. Like I said, we're doing this work already. We've done the pre-cleanse, the diet changes. All these things have been effort we put into it. So don't sabotage yourself by saying, oh, this part's hard, I'm going to give up on it. Because I promise you, this is so worth it in the end. Your body's going to have a new lease on life. So be ready. This is going to be a big one. And I'm ready to be excited with you guys and move through this with you guys. Let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else that I'm forgetting. Your skin might be one that erupts. I was going to get some extra zit action going on because my skin is it's a place for toxins to leave. So be conscious of that. Be okay with that. But again, just support, just love on yourself, and just honor yourself with the food you're putting in. Look at alkaline-rich foods and foods. You can Google foods that or prevent candida or help detox from candida. Those are great to kind of add to your diet. So this is a great kale week. This is when I make my famous kale cranberry. What is that I put in it? I have like a dressing that I make with it. it is apple cider vinegar and red wine vinegar. That kind of breaks the kale down a little bit, so I can kind of eat off of that all week long, and I really love that. So that's something to think about. The bottom line is have fun with this. Know that you're making progress. We're almost there. And again, we're going to add this. We're going to stay on our Lifelong Vitality for support, and we're going to stay on our Zendocrine in both forms, our Slim and Sassy. So this is kind of like the bigger load we're taking on, but it's for a specific purpose. So feel free to message me or post in the group. I think posting in the group is very important, to post your questions or your concerns in the group, because we learn from each other. Even when it's something that's a hardship we're going through, we learn from our experiences and how to tailor and focus on our bodies in that way. So anyway, hope this helps you guys. Moving to the next phase. I'm very excited. Start this tomorrow morning.